I recorded Suburban Songbook in 2005, September, October, around about, and it's now almost September 2008, so 3 years have gone by since I made the last record. And you know, I mean, it's been some of the best times of my life, really. In 2006 I got married, and you know, the record went, you know, really well, better than I ever sort of imagined that it would, and I spent a lot of time touring around and went overseas a few times. And basically, you know, 2006 was just a great year. You know, one of the best I've ever had. The best, I probably should say, seeing as I got married. You know, I'd had such a good time with Suburban Songbook, and you know, life had been treating me so well. The 2007 was a bit of a come down year. You know, it was difficult, I suppose, you know, to come to accept the fact that you know, that record was you know, nearing the end, and it was time to make another one, and get back to work, and I could have kept riding that sort of wave for another couple of years, I reckon. But you know, look, it's probably a good thing because you know, I think I made the last record in circumstances that weren't terribly favourable. I think once I realised that I couldn't do Suburban Songbook again, and if I tried it would be bad, it'd be a crap record. I think when I realised that, it was a good, you know, it was kind of freed me up to think about, you know, what different kind of record I'd make. So the decision to work with Brad in Nashville again was a really easy one for me to make. In fact, I never considered doing it any differently. Unfortunately, Brad was happy to work with me again. But the whole experience of making Suburban Songbook here in Nashville with Brad was so good, so rewarding on so many different levels that I was really keen to just come back and do it all again. And obviously, you know, on a creative level and stylistically, I didn't want to kind of do what I'd done before with the last record, but the actual way that Brad and I kind of work, I was really happy to repeat. And I just kind of, you know, after making the last record, just really trust Brad. I guess there is a change in direction, I suppose. I'm not reinventing the wheel or anything. I'm barely reinventing myself. But yeah, like I said before, it was really important to me that I make a record that was very different to the last one. And I suppose in a way I wanted to pick up the electric guitar again, because, you know, it had been a while since I'd played one, and I think I kind of missed it. So I sort of just found myself kind of gravitating towards the electric guitar a lot when I was demoing my songs at home. All the songs I write on acoustic guitar as usual, you know, that's probably never going to change, but I found that when I was demoing them, you know, I was using electric guitar pretty much for every song, and I think I just kind of wanted this record to be a little bit more rock, because it felt like I haven't made a rock record in 4 years, and I suppose it's just a natural aversion to kind of being pigeonholed. And any artist or musician or creative person, if they ever kind of get the feeling that they're being sort of pigeonholed, I think it's only natural for them to react. There's a song on this new record called Pashabolka, and that's the name of a ship that ran aground during a storm at a place called, I think it's called Nobby's Beach in Newcastle. And it was just this massive, monstrous hulk of a ship that I think was there for a couple of weeks, and it became a bit of a tourist attraction in Newcastle for a while, and it was big news. And I remember seeing the pictures in the newspaper, and on television, and it just, it just blew me away. It was such a surreal, it was such a surreal image. This monstrous ship so close to the beach, it looked like you could almost touch it, if you were standing on the sand. And yeah, I guess at the time I was writing a song where the chorus goes, where did I go wrong, where did I go wrong, over and over. And I think I just used the Pasha Bolka situation as a bit of inspiration to, I guess it's just the image of it really, and so Pasha Bolka is a story about walking down to the beach to commit suicide, and being confronted by this massive ship run aground, and I guess kind of feeling a connection to its plight. Who's played on the record? Quite a few of the people that played on this record are people that played on Suburban Songbook. Obviously Brad Jones, the producer, played bass, amongst other instruments as well. We also got back Ken Kuma to drum. He did all the drumming on the last record, and came in for this record as well. One addition to the sort of the foundation of the recording group anyway was a guy named Will Kimbrough, who we brought in to play electric guitar. And with this recording we did things quite differently to the last one. The last record, I think we did every single song to a click track, which means just keeping time to a tempo on headphones. I think there was only, Don't You Think It's Time was the only song that wasn't recorded to a click track. And this time round we decided, if we were going to make more of a rock record, then it was important that we don't record everything to a click, that we record the sound of a band playing live in a room together. And so that's what we did. Every single song, I think bar 2 on this album, were recorded totally live. So I've set up pretty much where I'm sitting now with my guitar and a vocal mic, and Ken set up his drum kit up the other end, and Will had his guitar and amps in the middle, and Brad was in the control room pressing record on the computer, and then playing bass sitting behind the desk. And that's how we recorded the vast majority of the record. A guy named Jim Hoke played flute, who also played on the last record, and Chris Carmichael did all the strings, and he played on the last record. A girl named Melissa Mathis came in and did some backing vocals. She didn't work on the record before, and that was a really great experience, getting a female voice on the album. I wrote a song called Winter Song, which I thought could work really well as a duet. So the initial idea was to get Melissa in to sing this duet with me, but then once we sort of decided that she was going to come in to do that, we started thinking about other songs where a female vocal would be good, and we ended up recording some female vocals on 4 songs. And it was great, it was really exciting, it made me think why I hadn't done that before. Winning an ARIA award, and how does it feel to be categorised adult contemporary, AC? I guess the fact that it was in the adult contemporary category, it's the category that I nominated myself for, so I think that's maybe something that people don't realise, is that I wasn't put in that, you don't get put in a category, you categorise yourself. And I guess I've never really taken the ARIAs or any kind of awards, 100% seriously. You can't. They're still great things, and I'm more than happy to accept what if I win, but I don't, by putting myself in a category in an ARIA Awards, that I didn't feel like that was making any kind of serious statement about how I perceived myself. It was, it was just that I thought, it's either this one or blues and roots or rock, or I don't know. I don't know what any of those categories, how relevant they are to what I do. there's been a few people that have discovered the joys of making records in Nashville, and with Brad, in fact. Am I still Brad's favourite? Of course I'm still Brad's favourite. I was his first, you know, and then it's always going to be special. When you're doing something creative, you know, it's really lucky. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to make, you know, at least one more here, but got to finish making this one yet, so I better get back to work. Okay, bye.
Awesome. Man, that sounded great.
What do you think?
I think it sounded just right. You want to come check it out?
Beauty.